Secret Agent Maya. Now, I actually can do that more often. Secret Agent Maya. Now, the reason I'm starting off like that is because this is kind of funny to me. And don't think like I don't take it serious. That's not it. It's when you've been doing this long, and you were warned. You were warned that the masses are dummies. Like they're stupid. Like 85% of them are dumb, deaf, and blind. They're majorly dumb. And then there's like a 10% that is ruling all of them, the bloodsuckers. And then you have the 5% that know what's going on. Okay. That was like a phrase, like a slogan. Okay. But in truth, that is what it is. And I have to accept that on this planet, majority of people will live and die and never lived. They never experienced life at all. It didn't matter how much money they got. It didn't matter how much influence they had. You know what I mean? There's 85% of the world is going to live and die and never lived. That means they did not find out anything about what was really going on in this place. And you know, that's just the burden of not knowing. Now, Secret Agent Man. Why am I starting off like that? Why am I being so funny with it? Because this is funny. Like, this is just stupid. So, when you look up, the dictionary term for secret agent, a spy acting for a country. That is the basic answer. A spy working for a country. Okay. Seeing how we're in a country, and we're always talking about agents, people always say that, oh, he's an agent, he's a provocateur for the government. And it's like, to be fair, the people that were saying that the most actually were the agents. And it's like, that's how it works. It's called reverse psychology. We use it on people that don't know any better. Like, you're not wise. Like, it's like saying I'll trade you a nickel for a dime. You know what I'm saying? Real fast. Or heads I win, tails you lose. It's real simple stuff that sometimes it just brushes over people's heads. So I put up a short asking a question. And we're not going to get into, we'll use that question as a bridge, but I want to understand something. I want to understand how how do people do the same thing year in and year out, day in and day out, and nothing changes with their people? It's a collective thing, but it's their people, the whole thing. And they don't realize that you're like insane. You're doing the same thing with no results. Bill Maher just recently on his show asked the question. He said the biggest murders that are going on in the black community are young black male against young black male. He said, why isn't anybody saying anything? He said, why isn't all these black celebrities, all this money and power, why haven't they addressed their community? And like, what are you guys doing? Well, Bill, the answer is because they're secret agent, man. Bill, how can they address something that they contribute to? The people that you want to address the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? The Denzel Washington, he still played Lorenzo. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how much goodness I give this man, he still was willing to go that mile just for that Grammy or that Oscar. Oh, he didn't choose it. You don't know nothing. You don't know what he chose, what he did, you don't know anything. Set it off. About 4 black women robbing the banks. You know what I'm saying? Like, who did you want to represent us? You know what I'm saying? Spike Lee, the guy who can't let basketball go, the guy who's a slave to a nigga on the court bouncing the ball around. Like, that's revolutionary. That's changing your mind about things. Well, then why hasn't anything changed? Because these are agents, they're provocateurs. Remember, they're telling you about an energy that you were never there to witness. And you can't use the older people in your community because they all sold out. You know they did because they're all Democrats and you guys lost all your businesses. That's how you know. You know what I'm saying? Because the story never made any sense anyway. They make it sound like these black people are just picketing and marching looking for jobs. How did they eat that night? How did they eat last week? Where did they find markers to make these signs? How? The boycott of the buses, they had Negroes like shackle each other up in cars so they could get where they're going. Who had all these cars? They're like, all for the Negroes who don't have cars. Bro, how were they able to do that? I thought they're poor. Where are they getting gas from? I thought they can't get gas. I thought, they won't hire them, so they're going to let you fill up your tank. It's like, what are you talking about? I thought that's why they're marching. They don't, like, they're under siege and all this different drama and stuff. I thought that was what was going on. But instead, they were able to have enough cars to boycott long enough to get, the integrated bus thing going. That's interesting to me. It's just like the King family. They've never been broke. They've never been broke. You never even heard of Malcolm X family being broke. And he was disbarred from the Muslims. I mean, the NOI, he wasn't even allowed in there. They kicked him out. You still never heard about their kids. And they'll be like, oh, donations. From who? The people. The people are getting COVID checks, stealing PPP loans. Who are these people? Who? See, I don't believe it's you guys donating anything. I think that these agents are paid by who hired them. Why am I bringing this up? Because I need my group to understand what an agent is. Like, do you know why agents are? Why do they exist? And, people are probably going to go out of the box and go all the way to Russia or something like that. And it's like, no, you don't even have to do that. What I'm asking you is, what is the whole point of an agent? I was fresh off work. My fucking head was on. Like, my hair looks crazy as shit. But, fuck it. You come down, player. Jesus. Why are they there? For what? What is the point? What is the point of an agent, period? Why would they be there? And why do black people not feel that they have agents around them claiming to be down for them when none of them bring up your 50,000 patents? That's interesting. Like, and I'm saying that across the board. It's not even just a Democrat thing. I'm saying that to Republicans too. Republican Negroes also. Why don't they bring up what you've done? That's interesting, man. I think that is quite hilarious. There's no way in hell you can say you down for these Negroes and you ain't talking about none of their greatness. You just talk about, basketball and football and music. You don't talk about, like I said, the engineering. You made the freaking bed. The bed, not this bullshit bed. No, the bed. You made the fucking oak solid bed. You made the great beds, the beautiful joints. Your girl made the, your woman made the, what is it, Craftmatic? You know what I'm saying? The fold up bed. You guys and that's just a bed, but that's saying a lot. You guys only know for like two standard beds, the bed and the futon, but it's like, yes, sure. Okay. To me, and this is just me talking, the American Negro is not the African. I don't consider the American Negro African because everything they did was in America. They are the American Negro. That's what they are. And it's like, that goes back to the 16, the 15, the 14, the 13. Like, that goes way back. that's been around here for a long time, at least ever since the Portuguese showed up. Now, if you're comparing people, that's like people talk about lookership. That's secret agent man. Has to be because you guys do that same shit with Egypt. Knowing you're from West Africa, you're from West Africa, running your mouth about all the way on the other side of Africa, and you talking about their accomplishments there, which have nothing to do with you. But the weird thing is, the richest person to ever live on Earth is from West Africa. That's how you know y'all some boule little kids. Like y'all work for them, even if you don't want to, even if you don't want to, even if you feel like you're against that. You can't be if you lust anything that is famous. Anything that is famous and given to you by the system, from Jay-Z to Young Pharaoh, anything that is getting numbers. It is not because of popularity. It is because of stupidity. Anything that controversy sells. Always remember that controversy sells. Anything, and I'm the most controversial person on the internet, to be honest with you. But controversy sells. Anything that's going to, you know what I'm saying, grab groups of people into nothing. See, it has to get you nowhere. You know what I mean? It can't be something that is going to change society or the world or the shift of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you guys know there was a time where like we didn't do what we do now. You know what I'm saying? It was a real primitive time. You know what I'm saying? Where like, yo, you'd be shocked at what our great human ancestors were doing with their 24 hours. There was a time wasn't anything getting done. We were just surprised at their hand. Like, oh. It was like, trust me, it happened for a while. Then we elevated and gradually we got better and better and more advanced. Okay. Minds like that, they don't need famous. They don't want famous. They actually, secret agent man. So if they have agents, they're studying these type of minds. They know that they're alive. They know that they're around. So, I'm saying that in a respectful way. I'm not saying that in a talking shit way. I'm saying that like, yo, if this system is being infiltrated and diluted in so many different ways, like I could go to the list from the mind state of the people, because that's how you corrode something from the inside. See, George Washington said that America was not going to fall from any outsiders. It was going to fall from inside. It was going to destroy itself. If you look at the times that we're in, what did they do first? First, they went for the minds of the women. I know nobody wants to hear this, but this is facts. First thing they did was get the minds of the women. Why? Because with your women, they could get your precious jewel, which is your children. Man's supposed to be at work. Supposed to be at work all day, every day. Remember, you are owed nothing. You work, you pay, you die. That's it. And build and create, because you're a master. Always love yourselves, fellas. But what I'm saying is that is your job. To not complain, to provide, to protect, to die. That's it. Oh, leave them some money. That's pretty much it. Nobody really ever asks you, and this is true, fellas, from your women to your children, to the society that you live in. Nobody ever asks you, how do you feel? What goes on in the mind of a man? And a real man, not a I gotta do what I gotta do to survive, because that's a man. That's not a man. No, it's not. That's a conniver and a thief and a weasel. Somebody that's willing to do whatever they have to do to get theirs. Not ours, theirs. You gotta watch out for people like that. They claim it's self-esteem. No. Self-esteem is you washing your face off when you wake up in the morning. That's self-esteem. When it comes to a group that has been swindled, lied, cheated, mixed up, all different types of stuff, you really don't have time to be playing. Really don't. Especially with the new digital currency right around the corner. and them having forums about putting chips in your head. This was live. See, it's different when we're just talking. When you're just talking, you're just talking. But you could prove it. That you can see these people in the way they're thinking about these 85%. Because regardless, the 5% still needs the 85%. Just like the 10. The 10 has no power without the 85. Okay, the 5 has no army without the 85. So this is the dilemma. Most people are going to want 10 over 5. That's fine. But what 10 are you getting? See, imagine if I gave you a minus 10 versus a plus 5. Now 10 doesn't look that good, does it? See, it depends on what's going on. The 10% is the reason, and this works for everybody. I'm just mainly talking about, the people that were changed on the census 12 times. The people that made 50,000 patents and robbed them. The people that were told they were from somewhere else but had did things over here. When you look at reality, no matter how many successful people you see, the main agenda of you is the show. I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying, for people that watch this video. Is your main agenda the show? Whether it's controversy on the internet, videos of lewd and wild acts, the music, the acting. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you guys aren't actors. And it's not like think about it. White people make shows like I think it's called Yellow something. Yellowback, Yellow River, whatever. It's about landowners and wars and different types of stuff like that. Okay, we make Snowfall, street drug dealers. But are we making these? Excuse me. See, people look at 50 Cent and they think of power, not realizing it was a woman that helped him with that. And he's the one who's like, oh, she tried to steal my story. How do we know? Because it's a woman? That doesn't mean nothing. A woman made the Terminator. A woman made the Matrix. So we can't sit here and act like women can't come up with a good story. A good alibi. Come on now, fellas. You've been on this earth long enough. You know women are damn good at making up stories. And I'm not saying that in a negative. I'm saying that as a positive. But who got this? Who got the front? And I don't mean fake. I mean like who's in front? Who's in charge? Who do you see? Both of those powers need to be put together and used against these agents. Because let me tell you something. And you women know it's true. Because you're being clowned all through the manosphere for it right now. In the manosphere, they make fun of females with rocks and cards and zodiac charts and all that stuff because they know it has nothing to do with anything. You cannot change your sexual track record. It doesn't matter how many times you try to cleanse yourself. Remember, you said religion's fake. Okay, baptism came from them. Oh, no, that's from the ancient Egyptians. Okay. Two things. For one, you're not ancient Egyptian, meaning you weren't born and raised in that society and that science. So you can't deal with Ma'at because you're going to have to credit everything that it is after your death. And since you weren't born and raised in this, it's going to be hella hard to count off your sins or your errors due to coming into this practice mad late. And it is something you're supposed to be doing from birth. Second, that's not why you do it. You knew about baptism before you knew anything about Egypt. So you have to deal with the fate of why you're doing it. And that goes for men too. change is there for us to do, but it has to be completely different. Hence why it's called change. As long as you're willing to jump up and down like a clown for something you know is not there, as long as you're willing to accept the lie that people told, they told that this is the way that you are. But who told you that? These agents. See, Pan-Africanism and Afrocentrism and all that different stuff, it came in after you had already did 50,000 patents and now you know nothing about them. That is interesting to me. It is interesting that you are a very innovative, motivative, creative person. And then you turn into this biter. That's why everybody rhymes the same. That's why everybody's doing the same thing. It's like we're at a standstill, if you can tell. I'm saying the agents did that. I'm saying hip hop went from a voice to the industry. It's been compromised. It is literally the industry. But it's given to you by the agents. Same people that are telling you you're from Africa, this and this and that. It's like, why would it be just this group? That's how you know agents are around. Why would it be just this group? Why is it just this group that can't get it right, but has all this science behind them in their back pocket? They have it, but they can't get it right. And then why are they complaining about going to a place or being down for a place or representing a place that does not represent them? Never has and never would. It is you. Like this, you know that this American Negro community has been infiltrated. You know it has, because majority of these African slaves went to South America. They didn't even come up north. So why is it you? Out of everybody, it's like, why wouldn't it be the Brazilians or the Cubans? Why wouldn't it be them? Why aren't they the ones pushing this African truth, the toughest? Why not? Because they're not in the United States of America, and you're the one who got your land seized, and all this different, status quotes and census names and changes and flips, and they did all this stuff to one group that now is just labeling themselves black, just, which means nothing. And that's how they can hide behind the status of white, because white on status is not who they are. They know that. It's anybody can be white. That's why there's East Africans that are white. There are South Americans that come up here and that are labeled as white. They're not white people. Why? Because there is no white land. So now think about it. As an agent, you're going to be like, so why can I be white but I can't be black? That's an agent right there, because you're not looking at status. It's up and down. It's win or lose. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not race, because there is no black race. There is no white race. Unless you're talking about running, that's different. But think about it. Why would you want black to win? And people are like, oh, no, we're not talking about Africans or Americans. No, you're not talking about a people. You're not. You're talking about a status. So why would you want lose to win? Why? Because we're the losers, we're the underdogs. No, you're not. You're the one who's been hit in the head and took away from real information. That's it. That's the only loss you have. You can see you're physically dominating. You can see, talent-wise, you got it. It's not like, it's an issue on that. You should have enough self-esteem. You shouldn't be, depressed in that sense. That should not be your problem. Your problem should be your status on Earth. But why is it that way? Because that's why I'm asking the question. Do you know what agents are? Do you know what the whole point of them is? People just think, oh, they're just spying. And it's like, no. There's two types of agents. There's a spying agent, which is observing what is going around, and then the provocateur, which is the whisper in your ear that is making you act out what they want you to act out. Just because an agent is spying, it doesn't mean they're spying on the mother that, feeds her kids and reads to them before they go to bed, or the dad who's hardworking and teaches his son how to make a shed. It's like, no, that's not what they were spying on. They were spying on your negative. Everybody has negative. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with black people. They think they're just in some utopia of existence to where, we do no wrong. There's nothing we did wrong as everybody else. No. That is emphatically non-cipher. That can never happen. Everything has its duality. So, and hold on a second. But what I'm saying is, what is our bad? What is it? The breakup of the families. The disconnection between the elders and the youth, and the teachings being passed down, not attitude, not we did this better than you. No. Where is the teaching? You know what I mean? The granddaddy's knee. You know what I'm saying? Grandmama's knee. It's like that stuff is missing. In a community, it's a certain community is missing it. See, and this is where y'all mess up at. White folks, Latinos, Asians, they all got their grandparents around. You know what I'm saying? You may think of that different because you're told, "Oh, you're grown. You get out, get on your own. You're grown. You're grown. You're grown. You're grown. You're grown. Get on your own. Get yours. You grown." It's not supposed to change the family dynamic. It's not supposed to change what is. You know what I mean? It's really not. It's supposed to stay the same. But in a certain community, it flipped. Youngins disrespecting their elders and their family, their own people. Disrespecting their women. Disrespecting their children. Disrespecting themselves. In the 21st century, and in one of the most economical, successful countries on earth, and with the they're fucking genius. They screwed us good. With the zombie technique of consumerism, making us like we used to invent stuff. We could create our own clothes. You know what I'm saying? We can create a new shoe and make it the hottest thing out because it's not the shoe, it's what you're wearing. I mean, it's who's wearing it, who's making it be credible, and that's how it goes. It's how everything goes. It's just a shirt. Sometimes a shirt has a design and people, it's not even that cool. Mother's like, I'll pay $1,200 for that. Why? It's the influence. It's consumerism. All right. In our community, they made the number one consumer the woman, who is the influence of any nation, because everybody wants to cater to her, whether it's the man providing or the children just wanting to be around her. That's mom. You know what I'm saying? She's the one with the food and fucking, she makes things look nice and she wipes your butt. And it's this energy that people want to be around her. All right. But there was a time where she was more of a noble being. You know what I mean? Just like man, he was more of a noble being at that time. But it's through her that you can destroy a nation. That's how it works. Because through her, you get the children. And once you get the woman and the children against the structure of the foundation, which is the man, that's the house divided. A house divided cannot stand. What house do you think he was talking about? This is basic stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, the agents, that is who provided that. It's not even just the 60s rap, because you can get past that. And you could accept that, yo, that happened. All right. So what's keeping it going now? Do you know that nationwide, the average black youth in 8th grade is damn near illiterate? Like 85% of them. Okay. Listen to how dumbed down the music is. Okay, that was a plan. That was planned. It started with Tupac Shakur. You can tell he went from telling you revolutionary stuff to being a thug. He dumbed down. Is it making sense? You know, on my old page, I had did a video about the Mario Brother movie, but the '93 one, about how Cooper was de-evolving people. He was turning them from, Homo erectus to Cretaceous. He wanted people prehistoric. He wanted you Jurassic minds. And that's what the Goombas was. Okay. That is what the Asians do. They come in with the new what's the word? They come in with the new capital game. You know what I'm saying? The new consumer product. Let's say it like that. Now, you don't know who this person is. This person is random. All right. Then they start getting all this street cred. Streets, school, the system, same thing. It's all going off word. Well, word on the street is this. Oh, word around school campus is, that's how it goes. So it's really, if they like you or not. It's what it is. I mean, even if you come out with something, because it's not like people don't steal ideas. So they come around you with this new product. Everybody's talking about it, which is making you allured to it. But I've said this before. It's like when they used to have the tonic on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude's trying to sell tonic on the corner back in the day. You know what I mean? And you got the person there watching it. You know what I mean? Thinking about maybe buying the product. All right. Then you got the provocateur sitting there making, the argument about it's not good, whatever. Then you have you. Because the policeman's going to come, break it up. Okay. The seller of the tonic, the provocateur, the first witness, and the police, they all work together. That's how it works. Because like I said, then there's you. The one who doesn't know what's going on. All right, this is how people start going from rapping smart to rapping dumb. This is how people went from taking care of their family to, what you see today, this whole baby mama, baby daddy thing. That should have never been invented. That makes no sense. Because in truth, two irresponsible people having sex is not warranted for a child to grow up without both parents, without a stable home. That is the whole functionality of being a parent. I mean, like it's not a game. These are people. They're gonna grow up. They're not always gonna be a baby. It's gonna be an actual person. Okay. And if you're not catering to that, if that's not your stick, if your stick is not parenting, you don't want to raise somebody, you don't want to teach somebody, you don't want to love somebody, then what happens to these energies as they go out into the world? What becomes of them? crime. It's how you get criminals and all different types of chaos on earth. This is how it's happening. But I'm saying that wasn't a natural state. It's not a natural state for an animal to leave its cubs. It's not a natural state for a human to leave its family. It's not natural. It's not. It's just not. So what provoked that? It ain't just, the welfare system kicking the man out of the house in the 60s. That ain't got nothing to do with it. What about the crack? What about the drug selling and who condoned it? See, there used to be a lot of people in the neighborhood like Jason's mom. Jason and Josh from Jason's Lyric. Used to be a lot of people in the neighborhood like her. Who he cooked all that food, but it was with drug money. She threw every piece of it out. And she said, if you ever bring any of that drug money in my house again, the doors will be locked for you. We don't have people in the neighborhood like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's down with what they're doing. Oh, they just making money. And, the white man ain't going to let us have nothing. And it's 2023. You guys have LeBron James. You've been had Michael Jordan. You've been had countless others. You've been had everybody. All types of stuff. So it's like it had to be agent work with you. There's no denying it. It has to be, because everybody else, you got people literally running over here. They're sneaking in. You can't get a job. They will not hire you. Half of the reason because how you came in, didn't pull your pants up. Some of y'all barely brush your teeth. It's like, your image goes a long way. But they got people sneaking in here. They won't even give you a job. They are willing to have these people hiding in the back, working. What am I saying with this? What am I saying with this? I'm saying he's willing to break the law for the foreigner. And you're telling me that you don't see that it is an agenda about you. Why is that agenda? That is the thing. It's like, if he did business with the African, if he has the African coming over here today, if they're still cool, but they're still against you. Because people be like, oh, no, the African ain't got nothing against shit. You're not a Negro American. Any Negro American will tell you, trust me, there's a distinct difference between us, the Caribbean, and the Africans all day. And they make it known that they don't mess with us like that. They make it known. I can kind of understand why they see all this opportunity and freedom that you guys have, and you're out here killing each other. I could understand what stealing from each other, lying to each other, conniving. I could understand why. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. I can understand that. I'm not blind to the facts here. That's not my argument. But my argument is the white guy in play. And there's no offense to him. It's not no racism. It's just what it is. He's willing to sneak this person, or no, this person snuck himself in, but he's willing to sneak them under the table and work them. And like, oh yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to pay him as much. That's not the point. The point is these same people will call the police on you. Or will be like, oh yeah, it's America, it's a democracy. We're here, we want to save the world. It's like they'll talk a good game, sneaking people, like you're breaking the law as you're trying to tell people the law. Agent work, you know what I'm saying? The devil speaks with a forked tongue. People will be like, I don't believe in it. What the hell do you not believe in, a lying motherfucker? What are you talking about? I can tell you to go to church on Sunday. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a story of a metaphor about duality. Why didn't God kill the devil or the devil ever kill God? Because it's a story about duality. None of this shit is real. You're supposed to really be using it in your brain to decipher what to do in instances of reality. That's what you're supposed to do with it. Oh, well, that's not error. If you believe in the sky, daddy, they got you. All right? Okay? Excuse me. But the historians, they got you too. Both of those are agents. The religious base and the historians, both of them are agents. Both of them are agents. There's no way in hell that they could tell you about Africa, Egypt, Kemet, or whatever they want to call it, pyramids, all this different stuff, and they wouldn't inform you that at the end of the day, they changed names of places, they changed people, they changed times and dates. It's like you got so many people that had to redux their stuff, like from Wallace Budge to the dude who made Black Athena. It's like so many people have had to redux. So it's like, well, what are you saying? What are you saying? Oh, Ivan Van Sertima, bro. So what are you saying? What are you saying? Is it just somebody's mouth running? And that's what history is. And because he wrote it down, it has to be, oh, it's respected by the scholar. What does that mean? Hindustan being Hindustan before it was called India is respected by scholars. They're just not talking about it. Why? You got to remember, there has to be a reason for the agent. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. There has to be a reason for the agent. The agent is just not there because it sounds good. They're doing something. FBA, we were all on this Indian stuff. Here comes Tariq Nasheed. Now, why is this funny? Because he's a pimp. Oh, I was a pimp. Bro, shut up. You are still a pimp to this day. You still just running your fucking mouth. Oh, I punked Tommy Simon. Who cares? Oh, I had this interview with this person. Who gives a damn? Who are you to the 44 million? Who are you? Nobody. You're not nobody at all. You want to know why? Because you're talking the same mumbo jumbo that people have been talking for years. When it comes to Black Americans, you don't need no dude that was talking about how to pimp our daughters. We don't need no guy like that. Like, I'm just keeping it funky with everybody. Like, we don't need nobody like that. Neighborhood's messed up enough. We don't need no more goofy agents, bro. People are going to do what they do. They're going to stay where they are. I'm saying the money's not. While you're, stuck in your dumb science, and no offense, the country is going into debt. They're finally about to address our children, the ones that we left to the wayside, left for dead. And that's all they're doing is killing themselves. Looking for a hug. That's a sad truth. All these thugs are kids. The ones that ain't fucking sick in the head. Just need a hug, man. Just needed some time with a decent parent. That's all. People's brains reflect. They watch stuff like movies and they see interactions with humanity on Earth. That's what people don't get, man. That's why the prisons are so savage. The guys could all be in there, and the women too. They could all be in there just reforming, working out, being good to each other, doing their time and going home. No. There's an underground rules, and they've made a whole other inner sanctum. But who gave you that? It used to be about reforming, rehabilitating. Rehabilitation sounds more like a therapy process. You know what I mean? You are cut off from society to reflect on your wrongs. to reach atonement and understanding in the blessing of being free amongst people. Because see, just because God gave you a life to live doesn't mean you can be in society. Society is a whole different ball game. That's civilization. Civilization has to deal with civility. You have to do a lot of things. Civil duties, moral code. That's society. Oh, well, people did things. You cannot spend your life arguing about the mistakes of the past. All you can do is trot forward and do your dues in righteous form. That's all you can do. My people really need to understand what agents are, because they have destroyed us almost. The chanting, the lighting of candles, you might as well just go back to church. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. A clean room, a fresh scent will always bring peace to your mind. That is all it is. You want to give it a name, an hour of the day, you go right ahead. But that has not been working. You buddy with everybody instead of building your own legacy first. These are those secret agent men. It's fucked up because they look like us. You got to also remember, white people are going through this too. What do you think the Democratic Party is? They claim they're for the minorities. Who's the main one speaking? And where are they taking you minorities? Somewhere they already took you when you were under their servitude. They do what they want with you. So now you're all drugged out. Now you're switching your body up, talking about feelings. What are you talking about? I just told you it's the act. It's the agent. It's what they're putting in your head. It's what they're provoking to you. Provoking. See, provoking doesn't always have to lead up to a fight. It can lead up to a change of your mind. Black people have the Shade Room. They have BET. You guys have so many agents around you. It's scary. And they keep rewinding. That's all they can do with you. They just keep rewinding. Tupac documentary about to come out. They're just going to keep rewinding. Just keep hitting you with the same agents to keep you stuck on feelings, not realizing they're actors. They're entertainers. They're all fake. You weren't supposed to take credit to the site. You're supposed to analyze what you're looking at. It's rough out there. From with the boule, everything going on. It's rough out there. I don't know what people are going to do. Can't hide under your bed. Can't just play the music. Eventually, we're going to have to get to the truth. And the truth is, the Democrats and the secret agent mans, they've been running this shit like since a New World Order. Real shit. Both of the Bushes were involved. That's why it goes so well. That's why the play works so well. Because motherfuckers like, Democrats, bro. I even argue about it. I argue about the policies, though, and what people are saying. But when it comes to the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, it was all because you gotta remember, see, they mad because Hillary was supposed to win. That's where y'all keep messing up at. It's the Sly Fox. It's the sneakiest shit on earth. This dude randomly wins. And people are like, I think they said Operation Mockingbird or something like that. They're like, yeah, Trump's Private 2. And I'm like, no. There's no way in fucking hell that they would have dogged him for 4 years if he was supposed to be there, if they wanted him there, they would have never did that. They would have never made up so many stories. They made up stories. On the sneak end, he's building the wall. He's exposing pedophiles. He's saving kids. Remember, Epstein got caught on his watch. So it's like you have to look at the plays versus the play. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing. This was supposed to be Hillary's run. The whole big pandemic, that was all with her. Remember, he's talking about it in 14. He's talking about it in 14 already. That's Obama. Okay. Fauci's already doing gain of function research. In 14, he's already doing. The blood moons came. The universe is trying to tell y'all, I'm like, hello, it's about to go down. 5 years from then, what happened? But who's supposed to be there? See, it got so funky. Joe Biden started taking credit for bringing the vaccine, helping the pandemic, and they were like, "No, you didn't. That was with Trump. Trump did that. Like, we all know that he's the one that had the test kits, all that different stuff." So it was like, okay, why are they doing it? Oh, his brain messed up. Brain ain't messed up. He messed up. He was never, bruh. They were so desperate. They threw somebody who had been in the Senate for damn near 50 years that nobody ever voted in. And finally, he just like sneaks through because of the backbone of the first black president. But he has such a racist past that when you think about the first black president hiring him, it makes you look at him different, where you're like, something's not right. Something's not adding up. There was too many people in the Senate, and the Democrats were full. They've been had people over. So out of everybody, you would pick this like 50, 40-something year old gremlin, because Obama was in there for 8 years. All right. So this dude had been in the Senate maybe like 38, 35 years. This is who you pick. The one who's known, he's said racist stuff before. We've all heard it. Then he's doing the weird stuff, sniffing the kids. Okay. Then he has all this different LLC, little stash spots for this, China, Russia, Ukraine money. You know what I'm saying? He dipping it off to family members that they know didn't work the business. His son, okay, you can get away with that lie, but only for so long. Okay, but the other family members, these regular mofos, like how they getting paid $300,000 a year? Like, for what? What? They ain't even leaving the country, or are they? You know what I mean? Now, keep that number in mind, 38, 35 years. Okay, when Epstein get clipped, you got to remember all the years he was running. All through them Obama days. We're telling you, in those days when people are talking about what they call that shit, QAnon. Like, QAnon to me was a publicity stunt. It is, because you didn't need any QAnon to be talking about what people had been talking about. We had been talking about Johnny Gojic, Paul Bonanaki with the whole, or Paul Bonanaki, however you say his name, with the Franklin cover up. You know what I'm saying? The Hunter S. Thompson situation, how like it alluded to, he was the guy duffing the kids off, and it's like he was a hella weird ass reporter, but at the same time saying this. That was all around politics. Okay, so when you look at the border situation, you know what I'm saying? 350,000 kids gone. Missing, gone forever. 350,000 kids gone. Like Chris Tucker left. I mean, Tucker Carlson left. I'm saying he left Fox. He like, yo, like everybody's just siding with stuff that is, he just wasn't feeling. He's like, yo, they doing children sacrifices You know what I mean? They're doing children sacrifices and calling it abortion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Real clock. Like real clock. I can't front. That was the dopest, realest stuff I ever heard in my life. Anybody say in this time. In this day and time, that was the dopest stuff I ever heard. And I had been like allured to it, but it was just dope that he said it on the center stage. He like, these people is doing children sacrifice and claiming it's abortion. You notice they don't talk about no Lord. They don't bring no science to nothing. They don't bring no God to anything. Why is that? Oh, they're not religious. What are you talking about? You have to have a spiritual compass, and it cannot just come from you or another damn human. It has to come from something like above y'all. That's the whole thing. That's why they say it's something greater than you. You know what I'm saying? The most high. You got to give the science to something deeper than you. You know what I'm saying? But when you give it to people like what? The Dalai Lama, he gonna have your son sucking on his tongue. Like, look at it. Look at it for what it is, yo. Look at it for what it is, yo. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust man if he's not for a higher purpose. And you'll know if he's a higher purpose because he's not going to BS with you. He's not. It's too far in time for you to go to church on Sunday and let this fool talk about a book from like 400 years ago and give you nothing up to date with it. He just wants you to feel good. Come on, man. We out here losing. It's 31 trillion in debt. This is the only good time we can be around. Other than that, it's criminals everywhere. There's problems left and right. People lying to us, stealing money, giving money to other countries. You got Skid Row everywhere you go on any country. I mean, in any state. But they worried about taking care of a whole motherfucking continent. That's what they call it. It's like, bro, you letting people off from South America, Central America just come here. What's wrong with you? Like, you're not making any sense. You can't fix the problems you got here. So why are you just dumping off new problems and you letting people just run in and they working with drug smugglers and everybody acting like that's so kosher and stuff? It's like, bro, you're not going to have any place. You ain't going to have nothing at the end because you don't want no order. You don't want no structure. You don't want no build. Like, you don't want to know how to, change the game mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's where it starts. They start in your head, and then it works its way into, the atmosphere, and then that's what it does. It brings a bunch of chaos. I'm telling people straight up because I already know they're gonna be like, so what to believe in then? What should we do? What you should believe in is the scoreboard. That's how I look at it. I believe in the scoreboard. I believe in the sonic, ballistic weapons, supersonic. That's what they talking about. These dudes got. They got some other stuff. You know what I'm saying 500, or 5,400 miles per hour, some shit like that. Like, yo, and they talking about Mach speed. So, all right, they was kind of stumbling in the courtroom, like we ain't even rocking like that yet. Okay, y'all over here, yo, we free, we getting it. Y'all don't see the point of this. The real reason I'm saying agents is out here because at the end of the day, it's our land. It's 31 trillion. If you notice, ironically, you can call yourself African, you can say you Egyptian, you can claim wherever else you want. You notice, ironically, only everybody else really got that status to go over there. I don't care how many different languages you learn. You ain't got no family over there. Ancestry.com ain't none of y'all linked up with a cousin. None. None. You don't see no American African Foundation being. Come on, man. That shit would be evident. None. So say this place do hit Rocky Road and everybody kick rocks. Say everybody dead. Where you going? Where you going? Because I know I'm not going nowhere. I know where I'm from. I know where I've been, I know what I know, and I know where I'm standing. I'm never leaving home now. But a lot of these people can't. A lot of these people can dip off. The white dude ain't here to throw all this free government aid and a new place, a new regime take over, and they cease all that shit. People gonna dip. See, I'm a soldier for America. Always have been. Because I know where it's home. I'm just telling y'all, home is full of agents. And a lot of them look like you and me. And you can learn some stuff. You can hit the wisdom books. That's fine. But like I said, look at the overall results. It can't be the answer. It is not the answer. The answer is peace. But knowledge through peace. And understanding of how, like I said, they're trying to pick everybody off and keep them slaves there. You know, they pulled down the guide stones. Nobody even talks about that no more. Not even realizing it was all a plan. It was all a plot. To get y'all in full control. I'm saying the zombies, I mean, not the zombies. Well, y'all is fucking zombies. Shit. The agents are at work. So, you know, try to teach your kids this much. Hating on yourselves ain't never got you nowhere. But neither did hating on the truth. And that is that they lied about everything to slow you down. Because if you notice, none of them people that invented them 50,000 patents was yipping and yapping about no Africa. They was dealing with what they had where they was. And as long as we're not doing that, the agents can fill our heads up with whatever way they want us to go. And we will stay getting lost in this game that's made up. But we're 31 trillion in debt. And the awakening has happened. Why is the awakening happening? And the awakening ain't no damn Hebrew Israelites or no Kemet, man. Shut up, man. Sounds stupid. The awakening is knowing that you are the original American. And lo and behold, as soon as you wake up, 31 trillion in debt, the war is on, your people killing each other, crazy, selling drugs, everything's chaotic, your women is stripping, nobody wants to teach the babies. Look at it. Look at what happens when you wake up. We are really far down the hole. And there's only one side that is politically and strategically strong enough to handle this, to get the figures at least somewhere credible to where we can, you know, collectively combined and do it the right way. You know what I mean? I mean, man, really go up on that stage and really let it be known. Let it be heard too, you know, because enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. There's no reason for the bloodshed. It's all made up anyway. It don't matter how many friends they kill. That wasn't your friend. It wasn't your friend. Y'all wasn't doing no friendly stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny thing. People talk about friends and buddies. Y'all wasn't even doing no friendly buddy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stealing and killing is not friendly. Ain't no friendship in this. What are you talking about? Selling drugs to people and hurting folks. There's nothing friendly about it. So you got to take the real with the truth. And that is, man, they out there. They've been out there. And they're going to keep your mind sopped up and arguing. You know what I'm saying? The Willie Lynch letter is a manuscript of game on how to control your slaves. It ain't got nothing to do with if somebody's real or not. It's just a manuscript on how to control your slaves. And if you can put the old against the young, the smart against the dumb, the light against the dark, if you can just keep them at odds, they will never grow. and you'll be able to hold them hostage for at least 1,000 years, and maybe even more. Ghost.